Fishermen like guppies, the offshore tackle guppies. A guppy is an inline weight for trolling, or you can rig it with an OR16 snap weight release and make it another version of an inline weight. Which is better? Stick around, we're going to show you. So the 98-cent question is, which is better? Is it better to rig them as snap weights and put the weight on the line someplace, or is it better to run them as inlines and put the guppy right down near your lure? Really, it kind of depends on the fish and what's happening with the fish. I personally prefer to shoot, to fish with snap weights that are light. Somewhere between a half, 3/4, 1.5 ounces is about as much weight as I would use. And I'm using that for fish that are high in the water column. Now, if the fish are deeper and I can't reach them with those light weights, I'm inclined to go to a heavier weight. And the reason for that is that the weight will be straight down in the water. You have a better hookup ratio as part of that. Let me explain. When you take a snap weight and you hook it on the line and you let it out there, you're going to get a big V in the line where the snap weight is dangling down there. When a fish bites your lure, you got to pull that snap weight tight before you can ever come tight on that fish and get a good hook set. Heavy snap weights create a big bow in the line, and it's not a very good hookup ratio. Light snap weights, you don't have that bow in the line, and so the hookup ratio is excellent. So my rule of thumb is if the fish are high, I like snap weights. If the fish are low, I like guppies as an inline option. First, let's talk about the guppy as an inline weight. There's an attachment point on the top here. That's where you put your terminal tackle. A snap or a snap swivel is what I would recommend. On the back of this thing, I've got a ball bearing swivel back here. I'm going to hook a leader back here about 4 or 5 feet to my lure. Could either be a spoon, could be a night crawler harness, maybe even a shallow diving crankbait. So what the weight is essentially doing is it's just running a few feet in front of your lure, and it's helping to drag your lure down to deeper depth. So an inline weight is a very simple and effective way to get your lures to depth. The guppy sinker can also be rigged as a snap weight by simply adding an OR16 snap weight clip. And what this does is it allows you to put the weight on the line anywhere you want. So you let your lure out 25, maybe 50 feet, clip it onto the line, it stays right on the line, and then let out a little bit more lead if you want. Put on your planer board, let it out to the side. So when you fish a snap weight, what you're doing is you're controlling the weight out there somewhere on the line, somewhere between the rod tip and the lure.